The view that I had of him was that he was a soldier who was on the losing side, and after the war, he would leave his father for a journey on a wooden boat where he would risk the lives of his wife, his daughter, and his son for a better life in Australia.
Saigon was now encircled, and South Vietnamese troops could not move out more than 10 miles along any road. Beyond that, the communists were waiting. Outside the American embassy, the wise, the wealthy, and those with any known American connections had been queuing night and day, demanding, pleading for a visa and a ticket for a seat on the United States evacuation planes flying out of Tom Salute Airport.
The docks on Tuesday morning were crammed with thousands of Vietnamese desperate for escape from Saigon by any means possible. The harbour was full of small cargo ships, full of people, whose only way out now was this desperate, perhaps suicidal attempt. People, mostly families, pleaded with us for a seat, and they hung to the coach.
Newport Bridge, spanning the Saigon River on Highway 1, was the last the communists had to cross to enter the capital. We didn't know it then, but this was the last fight. 500 or 600 troops on this bridge, fighting probably a dozen or so, maybe 20 at the most.
I was 15 and she was 16 when we were taken back home for the first time. We were different. We were westernized children, but at least she made an effort to connect with him. You could say that I was someone who was possessive of my possessions and treated my own cousins with a considerable lack of respect. Despite the distance between him and I, he still chose to guide me to understand the consequences of my behavior. But it was my sister who started to film. I noticed her standing there filming this flower, so I took the camera off her and I filmed one too. And together, through the lens, did my sister and I capture the consequences of the Vietnam War. It was here that I started to notice the relationship between my father and his father, and how valuable a simple meal was to them. And it was here in this candid moment that I truly understand what those 15 years apart truly meant to them. Because the truth of the matter is, I knew he could have walked those stairs on his own. Towards the end, I no longer saw my father as a soldier who turned refugee, who escaped, but a man who was able to deliver peace to his wife and children. Because the fact is, he was actually born the year the war started. It had taken us 15 years to get home, and the day finally came when we had to return back to Australia. We all held our emotions in place, but it was in this moment that my sister showed me what true beauty really meant. We left as westernized children, but I believe we came back to Australia as adults with a door open to all cultures. Another 15 years would pass, and everything that we learnt in those few weeks in the summer of '96 stayed with us. By now his health was deteriorating quite rapidly, so we decided to take him to his favourite beach where he waited all those years for us. That morning, to honour the time that was lost, I decided to do one last time lapse of the last sunrise he ever saw. He was born at the start of the First World War, and for almost a century he witnessed man's inhumanity to man. War directly affected his children and grandchildren, but despite this, he dedicated his entire life to the healing sciences, in which he appreciated evidence-based practices. So when the time came, I travelled home one last time. I held his hand, and the last thing that I was able to share with him was the candid moments in our home videos that proved to him that though his life was going to end, that his love will be eternal.